It's your boy, one more time, back again, Damian Dupee, We Are Last Specialist. Today I have a special treat for you. Hear me out. He's a champion, he's a father, he's an investor, and last but not least, he's a man of God. Check this out while we talk about Shawn and deals. All right, Mr. McKinney, it's a pleasure to have you here, sir. You're looking bright, you're looking light, and it looks like everything is all right. So talk to me.
Closed my first land deal, thanks to you, Mr. Dupee.
Thank you, sir.
So, coming to share that story with you.
All right, well, what an honor to be here with you, Mr. Herman. I think, if my memory shows me correctly, we got connected back in January. Does that sound about right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, how did you run across me, Mr. Herman?
Well, I was looking to get into land deals, flipping land, and doing wholesaling. And you came all across my feed on YouTube and then Instagram, and I start watching your videos, and I was impressed with the fact that you were not ashamed of your walk with Christ. So that's what really hit with me and my wife, and so we said, I'm going ahead and purchase this man's course.
Good news. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Herman did that indeed. He paid $2,000. He didn't beg for a discount. He didn't say, I got to think about it. He said, hey, can I talk to you first? And after I talk to you, I'm going to bust some moves. So, man, shout out, step it up, clap it up for Mr. Herman, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. All right, so question number 2 is, you get this course, and then what?
I get the course, and I did watch all the videos, okay? And then once I finished all the courses, I called you up, said, hey, I'd like to meet with you again. And you were kind enough, since you're local, I'm in the Charlotte area, met with you. You were kind enough to get me set up on all the systems that you use. And you even gave me a list of 2,000 lot lists. So that was super exciting. I was not expecting that, but that was a blessing.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. And what Mr. Herman is talking about is basically, I gave him a list of leads in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County that was already priced. And basically what Mr. McKinney was able to do was he was able to upload it into our system, Pebble, what we use for direct mail.
That's right.
And mail these people a blind offer. All right,
sir.
All right, so Mr. Herman, I got another question.
Yep.
From January to today is what, Mr. Herman?
Today is August the 7th.
It's August the 7th, Mr. Herman, and guess what? You closed the deal yesterday, is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
My gosh. Was it, just out of curiosity, was it in Charlotte, North Carolina?
It was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
My goodness, and Mr. Herman, if you would be so kind, do you mind sharing how much you made on that deal?
Ooh, okay. So I purchased a lot. This is the short story.
Okay.
I purchased a lot for $120,000.
Okay.
In the beginning of July.
Okay.
Closed it yesterday for $225,000.
I said 6 minutes, y'all. Can y'all hear me? I said, can you hear me? So, Mr. Herman,
got the receipts to prove it too.
Oh, he got the receipts. And look, if he ain't do no cabinet, right? This is how I'm at. Like, I done been to his house. Don't get it twisted. You hear me? Like, so Mr. Herman, by the grace of God, you bought this lot for $125,000. $120,000.
Yes,
And you
sir.
sold it for how much?
$225,000.
My God. So is that $105,000
That's $105,000 gross
on your first deal?
on the first deal. But let me tell you.
So
Let me tell you the story.
go ahead, Mr. Herman.
All right, so the gentleman responded to my direct mail, and I called him back. He said that he wanted to sell the property. The blind offer was for $124,000. But when I got him on the phone, he said he was willing to sell it for $120,000. No need for any haggling. He said he and his wife, this gentleman lived in Michigan.
Okay.
The property was here in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. He said he had bought the property over 20 years ago, was planning to retire in Charlotte and build a house, but those plans changed. So he wanted to sell the property. So I told him, hey, I'm gonna go out, look at the property, and call you back and talk about an offer. So I went out, looked at the property. The property is a beautiful 2-acre lot, no trees, flat, and is surrounded by houses already developed all around it. The adjacent development, the properties were selling for about $500,000.
Okay.
Okay. So I called him back, say, you want 120? I'm gonna give you 120. We can close, and I think I told him end of July is what I told him, man.
Okay.
So that was the easy part. So after that,
So, Mr. Herman, did you buy this with your cash?
yes. But let me say this.
Okay.
I was planning a double close, Damien.
Okay.
Double close.
Correct.
Close on the same day.
Correct.
I had a end buyer,
Okay.
a developer.
Okay.
The developer that developed the 16 homes right adjacent to it. But Damien, he flipped and bailed on me the last day. Bailed on me on the very last, the day of closing. So I got my money tied up. I closed on the deal for $120,000. So now my company owns this 2-acre parcel, and I don't have the end buyer like I thought I was going to.
But you knew you had a deal.
But I knew that lot was good. So I called my realtor. We put it on the MLS. Day one, we get the offer for $225,000, $15,000 due diligence, $10,000 earnest deposit. And that's what we just closed on yesterday.
My God.
Yes.
So let's about to tell me what this is. So you bought a lot for $120,000. You was planning to do a double close, and your buyer bailed on you. The developer who developed the existing 15 or 16 residents right by.
Yes.
So you end up taking it down with your money.
Yes, sir.
Then you end up putting it on the market with a realtor. And day one, you got an offer you couldn't refuse.
Absolutely. Above asking, we put it on the MLS for $180,000. So they came with a offer $45,000 over ask, worth $15,000 due diligence. So that made me feel better because he had some skin in the game, unlike my previous buyer who didn't have any skin in the game and bailed on me at the very last day.
Listen to that, people. Listen to that. Due diligence in the state of North Carolina is what we call a non-refundable deposit, people. So if you don't know what that is, that's exactly what that is. So you closed this deal yesterday, and how did you feel?
I was super excited. They were trying to pull some shenanigans at the very end.
A new buyer.
Me and my realtor figured out they were trying to, apparently he was getting a construction loan, which was none of our business. Okay. But he was trying to coordinate, this construction loan was approved and supposed to fund a couple of days from now.
Okay.
So they were trying to get an extension for a few more days so that he didn't have to come out of his pocket, and those funds could come from the construction loan. But we weren't having it, and we weren't, because he was saying that he was stuck in Puerto Rico because of Hurricane Debbie, we weren't having it. So, all right, we closed.
And ladies and gentlemen, I will share with you today, by the grace of God, Mr. Herman blessed me with a love gift, and I'm going to cover this up. So y'all can't see too much, but I mean, you see what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to get God glory today, man. So Mr. Herman, let me ask you, for anybody aspiring to do their first land deal and in order to get started, what type of advice would you give them, whether they're little money? Because at this point, Mr. Herman, you're established, you had the funds, and most people don't, Mr. Herman.
Right.
So what advice would you give to someone just starting out in regards to your success in this new land deal?
My advice would be stick with wholesaling and not, trying. Of course, you have some contacts for flash funding.
Yep.
But I would try and stick with the wholesaling and make sure that you vet your end buyers. I know you always talk about make sure you know where your money's going to come from. And so I kept that in mind. But the lessons that I learned, I think that the guy that bailed on me at the last minute, he and his attorney wanted to see an assignment agreement or the purchase agreement I had with my buyers, and we were not going to share it. So I think he thought it was some type of scam, and that's the reason why he kind of bailed at the very end. So I had I would say stick with the wholesaling to answer your question.
Okay.
And just be diligent about doing your marketing, whether that's going to be direct mail or whatever method you're going to choose. You are going to have to spend some money to get leads, qualified leads. if you don't have it, you're gonna have to save up for that part. But as far as if you don't have the money to take down the property yourself, just stick to the wholesaling.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I won't hold you any longer. This has been an honor to basically partner with Mr. Herman. He has done a phenomenal job, done a lot of work. I've tried to do more heavy lifting for him, but he says, no, let me do that part. So I congratulate him. I bless him, and we gone.